It's Sunday night at Staples Center, and Anthony Davis is representing the Cheeseheads on this football Sunday. As for LeBron James, he's coming off a 25-point performance in Friday's loss to the Suns. And take a look at Russell Westbrook. Fashion forward, guys, as always.
I'm wearing that next game on the air. I got one of those.
I can't wait to see that. The Lakers are in need of a win. They host the Memphis Grizzlies at 6:30. You'll see it right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the one and only Hall of Famer, Big Game James Worthy, 7-time champ, Big Shot Robert Horry. Rob, on this show, you have to use your words. I feel like you've been speechless since we came on air. No? Okay. Well, let's get right to it because we got a lot to talk about. It's been a rough start to the season. The Lakers are 0-2, the first time in franchise history. They're 0-2 with both losses coming at home. They trailed by as many as 32 on Friday against the Suns before a furious fourth quarter rally. Russell Westbrook's homecoming has been rocky, just 36% shooting, 0 for 7 from 3, and 4 regulars are out for a while. Only Wayne Ellington is expected to return soon, hopefully this week. Rob, I'm going to give you one more shot, because we're going to get right to it. Little Access 360 brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Good times.
Good times.
And guys, what?
No, I was saving it for this moment right here.
Okay, good. I'm glad, because you're going to go to the wall. Because
No, not right now.
Oh, not right now? Okay.
No.
All right. I'll stop in my tracks. We knew the defense was going to take some time.
Yes.
But what is it? What are the problems that you have seen so far on that end?
Well, I hate to point out the bad things, but sometimes in the 360, you always can't be nice. You got to show them some of their flaws. And in this Access 360, we're going to show a couple of things that they can improve defensively. But, you know, it's a working process. Right here, you see him come up. Right here, Bazemore is too far behind. With Curry, you have to caboose/trail, but he gets picked off. Now look at the distance. Now Carmelo has the help. And this is where you get in trouble because Bazemore is so far behind, one of the best shooters in the game, that you have to. Now you slip, he goes over the help, he dishes off to another guy, layup. Points in the paint. We can't have it. Now, I guess you got another guy. Look at LeBron. LeBron, like, ooh, which way did he go? He went to the corner to shoot this 3 in your eyeball. You got to pay attention to your men on the court at all times. Right here, we got another situation, a good pick and roll. And it's Carmelo. Carmelo is new to this system. He's trying to help out as much as possible, but you have to talk. Him and Malik Monk, they haven't played enough together, so there's a little confusion right now. Malik Monk tries to get back to the offensive guy, but he goes to the hole, lays it up for 2. Points in the paint, which we cannot have. Now here, this is another situation. Look here. This is what messes up. You got to stay attached to one of the best players in the game, Chris Paul. Westbrook is so far from the guy that now it puts DJ in a bad position. Which way do I go? He's caught in no man's land. Now you go over the top to one of the best finishers in the game, to Ayton. So that is the problem with the defense. You got to communicate. And this is one of the reasons I said you have to play in preseason. You have to get to know each other. Now you understand people's voices. You understand what to do in certain situations. And then you don't have these hiccups. But the good thing about this, Allie, all these mistakes that were made are easily fixable.
Correct. Well, I was going to say that. That is a great start by you. With that said, Big Game, since LeBron has become a Laker, this team, the Lakers, have lived inside the paint. And when you look at them right now, they've got 3 of the best who play down low. It can get downhill. But so far, 2 games into the season, they're last in scoring inside at 30 a game, and they're being outscored by 19 a game, focusing on the defense. They've got to clean it up in terms of protecting the rim.
Yeah, Rob just showed it. The reason why your offense is not clicking is because you're getting out rebounded in the paint. You're giving up a lot of extra possessions. And when your defense is not clicking, it's not because they're not, putting the effort in, but they just haven't, connected without thinking. They're still thinking a lot, you can tell, and they're not communicating. So the defense has to be clicking first. That's what gets the blood flowing, gets the energy going. A couple of block shots, steals, and being on a string without thinking about it, and the back line's talking. That's when you know you're going. And then when that happens, the offense just automatically kicks in my opinion.
And with that said, I mean, even Russ, a vet in this league, a high IQ guy, said we're still learning, including me, the defensive system. Going back to last season, the Lakers haven't won since May 27th. How is the atmosphere inside Staples Center? A little tension, maybe some nerves? We're going to check in with Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. He is live on the court. Hey, Mike.
What's happening, guys? Good to see you. Allie, I'll check on that, okay? I'll check the pulse. People are still filing in at this point. You know they would like to see a win tonight, certainly after the 0-2 start to the regular season. What I wanted to get to with Frank Vogel was a little bit more about Ja Morant in Memphis, the way that they play. Teams are really starting to think differently about Ja as a guy that you absolutely have to scale your defense to contend with. And we know the Lakers tend to cross-match some with their starting backcourt. So that's where we started with Vogel a couple moments ago.
Frank, just wondering where your feeling is defensively with Bazemore and Russ and defending point guards like Ja, and if you go in with a game plan that one's going to be doing that more than the other?
Yeah, I think Baze will likely get the. I'm not looking past tonight, but we'll likely get the best perimeter player, whether that's a point guard or a wing. We'll put him on Ja tonight, and I think that's going to be the way going forward.
I know at practice you mentioned looking at film and some of the defensive things that you want to iron out. Is there a concept on that on that end that is most important this early in the season?
I wouldn't say there's one. I think some of the slip out pick and rolls, were the biggest thing that gave us problems the first two games. That hopefully we cleaned up. But there's just a lot of details in all of our coverages that can be better.
Frank, are you going to use the same starters tonight?
Yes.
And then secondly, Russ said something the other day about how, one of the big adjustments isn't just sort of him adjusting to playing with new people, but it's new. Everybody's got to learn to kind of play at his speed too,
sure,
for this to be mostly effective. Have you seen strides in that over this? It's been like 2 weeks since he's been really playing kind of with this group.
Yes, there's some stretches where it's been good, but not good enough. Especially when they score and we get it in quick, and he's pushing the ball up the floor. We need people to run with him, and we don't always have that. So that's one thing. I think the screening angles. For his pick and rolls, obviously teams are going to run under his pick and rolls, and we can be a lot better with our screening angles with him. There's a few things like that that we're making progress on, but can still be better.
All right, guys, one other thing to just keep an eye on. Does Austin Reeves get any more rotation minutes early in the game? We saw him have a lot of success in the fourth quarter with the Stars in the game against Phoenix. So we'll see if he gets in. Certainly has played well so far in his minutes in the regular season.
And one thing is for sure, Hillbilly Kobe is always ready. Thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate it. Lakers and Grizz are coming up at 6:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Russell Westbrook was 1 assist shy of a triple-double in Friday's loss to the Suns. We'll see if Russ can pick up his first win as a member of the Purple and Gold tonight. In this game, you want to start in the middle. What's going on with the Lakers centers?
I want to start with Robert Horry, whizzing by here just a few seconds ago, just barely beating the camera. I mean, he still got the speed.
That fast?
Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, he did win a few rings in his day, but let's definitely talk about the modern-day Lakers, of course. The center production has been a little bit down in the first two games. There's no denying that. Look at the game the other night in Phoenix, or against Phoenix. DeAndre Jordan played only 2.5 minutes in the second half. Dwight did not even get off the bench in that second half. And you see the numbers right there. The one that stands out to me, no blocks for either one of them. I mean, for sure, they have to have some rim protection. I'd like to see DeAndre get more rebounds. The minutes are not there for either of them right now. Obviously, that kind of goes without being said. Maybe we'll see if Anthony Davis perhaps gets a little more time at the 5 tonight. Maybe we'll be surprised in a little bit when Frank Vogel reveals the starting lineup. Maybe he gets the start. Don't know. We'll see.
Interesting. With that said, Carmelo Anthony coming off a nice game against the Suns, and he's closing in on a milestone.
Yeah, give him a lot of credit the other night. He had 16 points, 11 in that fourth quarter. He was kind of the guy, kind of driving the Lakers towards that late run, made the score look a lot more respectable than it was. That's for certain. So big picture, all he needs tonight is 15 points. He's going to pass Moses Malone for 9th on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Check this out, Allie. If he averages a little over 15 a game the rest of the way and is lucky enough to play all 82 games, he will pass Shaq for 8th on the all-time NBA scoring list. Imagine that night if he does it at Staples with Shaq in tow. Carmelo, he's definitely going to pass for 9th pretty soon, but he might pass for 8th by the end of the season.
Moving on up. Someone else who knows that list quite well. You want to finish with LeBron?
Yeah, not a lot of chatter about LeBron. Everyone's talking about how is Russ going to fit in, what's going on with the defense, how's the Lakers' chemistry. LeBron just having a very good, quiet start to the season. Look at the numbers. It's one of his best starts ever. I mean, that's pretty amazing right there. He hasn't had numbers like that in the first two games. I know it's not a lot, Allie. He hasn't had numbers like that in about 10 years. check that out. You got to love his mid-range game so far. Very much on point. He's drilling his threes. Very good around the basket. The Lakers as a whole, not so good around the basket. We're going to get to that later in the show for sure. But very impressed by LeBron. Just too much shy of his 37th birthday. So a lot of people not really talking about LeBron. He's not the story right now, but we're going to talk about him. And good start so far by the big Laker man right there.
So you're basically saying, though, it's season 19 for him. He's not showing signs of slowing
looks
down.
Good, real good.
Well done, as always. Straight ahead on Access from undrafted rookies. He was a plus 17 and plus minus, easily the best on the team. Russell Westbrook is not surprised with his play.
He's very mature. He understands how to play the game. And not just that, I think when you play hard, good things happen. And for him, when he checks in, he plays hard, defensively, offensively, and not just that, he understands how to play basketball. And he's mature enough to understand, and he's done a hell of a job every time he's checked in. So really great to see that, especially from him.
Have you gotten a sense from the fans so far whether they appreciate the way that you play? It has at least been obvious from us, from the outside. Are you starting to sense that when you're on the court?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. I mean, you have people tell you things. You see things that people send me, but at the end of the day, I just want to go out there and play as hard as I possibly can and play basketball the right way. And I think that's why the fans seem to favor me a little bit just in that aspect, just because I try to play the game the right way and leave everything on the floor.
Guys, I think we all saw in the preseason of what Austin Reeves is capable of. And I know it's been a short period of time, but has he earned himself some opportunities here early big game?
With players out, as many players that are out, they might trickle in a few minutes, but I don't think so right now. I think you got Tucker coming back. We don't know what's going to happen with Nunn. I don't want to get his hopes up too high. However, I do like his play. Mm-hmm. And, if in practice, if you fight, and this is how you earn minutes. You show up in practice and you kick butt every day and you show the coach that he has a really IQ for the game. I really like him. But I think the coach is probably going to be looking at some other players. But he's getting his opportunity right now. And boy, he's opening up that other eye. He's opening up some eyes like he's available if somebody doesn't step up.
You always have to put pressure on guys to perform. Mm-hmm. And he's putting pressure on those guys in front of him to come out and perform and not make any mistakes. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, because sometimes as a player, you don't have to look over your shoulder knowing there's a guy steaming down your back trying to get your position. But it's a good thing. It's going to make guys in practice go harder, and it's going to make him better and make them better. So I have to agree with James. I don't think he has to worry. The guys ahead don't have to worry about anything just yet. But I do think that guys like Malik Monk needs more playing time, and because so far when he's going to the game, he's shot the ball extremely well from three. I know we're talking about Reeves, but I'm saying that because Reeves is behind Monk right now.
Which, speaking of Monk, wow, great segue. There are 4 Lakers expected to be in the rotation that are sidelined with injuries. The rotation is still being sorted out on the fly. One of those newcomers trying to find his footing is Malik Monk, a career-high 40% from 3 a season ago in Charlotte. Monk showed glimpses of that offensive firepower in the preseason. Through 2 games, he's averaging 6.5 points per in 18 minutes, and earlier he spoke with Mike.
Malik, I got to say, I'm a little starstruck by your shoes today. I've never seen this kind of Kobe colorway before. What's going on here? This bringing some heat.
Man, Nike take care of me. I got a couple of pairs sent to me during the summer when they was making a lot of them. So I'm just able to have a couple pair locked away for a rainy day. So.
Oh man, okay. So I'm gonna keep seeing some of this as the season goes on.
For sure, yes sir. For sure.
Okay, that's very good to know. All right, basketball now, Malik. What was the main thing you guys talked about at practice as you try to get past those first 2 games, make some progress into this 3rd game?
Transition, man. Get back on transition defense. Let our defense set and everything else will work out itself. So we've just been focused on defense the whole time, man. That's been our key.
Offense seems to come so easily to you. So let's focus on that defense. For you, what are the things aside from transition, once you guys get into the half court, some of the coverages, some of the concepts, how is that coming along for you?
Oh, yeah. We a new team, man. Not that many guys been together. It's only, I think, 2 or 3 that was here last year. And we just all trying to fill each other out and just know what everybody does on offense and defense as well. But the coverages we need to get down for sure. A lot more talking we need to do, and I think we'll be all right.
All right, Malik, last last thing, just thinking about this Memphis team specifically, they played the Clippers last night. We know about Ja. We know about Jaren Jackson Jr. What is the key in stopping Memphis? What's the key to this part of the scouting report?
Yeah, man, stopping Ja in transition. Wall up to him, and they got a lot of great players, man, other than Ja and Jaren. Bang knocked down shots. Milton